So here's a thought. So I put this one together. Gaming is kind of like dating. You get really excited by the trailers with all the flashiness and then the promises of deep experience. Then you actually spend time with it and you realize it's just a buggy mess that is really not that engaging and is constantly trying to get you to spend a whole bunch of money on useless cosmetics. Welcome once again, nerds, to the Clips channel. This is a smaller portion of a much larger video called The Week in Nerddom that happens over on the main channel. This portion is specifically the gaming and tech portion, where we're going to be talking about brand new things in the world of gaming and tech. So like new computer things. We don't really get too deep into that. I feel like the guys over at Linus and Gamers Nexus and such cover that fairly well. So we'll get the broad strokes there. We'll get in a little bit more deeply in the gaming side of things, so new announcements, DLCs, etc., etc. And then, you know, we're going to suggest some things for you to try out between now and next time you come back. So thank you for joining me. Let's get into the news. Let's talk gaming news. Follow-ups and corrections for gaming. It would appear that the battle between Call of Duty and Battlefield, no pun intended necessarily, is largely unto-do anymore. Because after we talked about the $300 million loss last week, this week we have a follow-up on, say, related piece, which is why it's in follow-ups. Battlefield 6 literally just curb stomped the expectations. It sold over, I'm going to make sure this number's correct, 7 million copies in the first 3 days after launch, which was October 10th, making it the fastest launching game in series history. That right there is more than Battlefield 2042 sold in its entire first week. It has 172 million matches played so far, 15 million streaming hours, and EA's Byron Bede and Vince Vampella are very much happy and thanking the players. But yeah, so take that, Call of Duty. You wish your yearly reskin hit this hard. Also of note here, speaking of follow-ups, this is launching right after the news that broke, I think this was 2 weeks ago, it might have been 3 weeks ago, don't hold me to that, when EA got scooped up by the Saudi investors for a reported $55 billion because nothing says fun shooter like private equity drama. Season 1 hits October 28th officially, so get ready for more microtransactions. I don't know if we should be excited about that, actually. Then following up on Dying Light the Beast, the zombie hackfest game that features Kyle Crane back from the dead-ish, a little bit, sort of. They just rolled out a new release map, a road map, if you will, that features legend levels, nightmare mode, and a Call of the Beast community event. 11 weeks, 22 challenges, chop off 30 million limbs for a lumberjack car skin, whatever the hell that means. And on top of all of that, it's free. So if you're into this game, then this is absolutely 100% making replay value goes through the roof. That's what we got for follow-ups. New trailers this week don't really exist. Apparently they're still stuck in the rendering queue, so let's move on. We're gonna kick off the regular ass news with a bit of good news in gaming. What do you say? This one is for people who really hate modern launchers and also enjoy their video games DRM free. Konami, who generally is more of a, nah, remakes are better, was just convinced by GOG to release Capcom's, the Resident Evil trilogy. The release dates are 96, 98, and 99. The original 3 Resident Evil games. They are DRM free and they are on GOG as of November. Oh, yeah, this dropped and we got numbers. Sorry, I'm misinterpreting my notes. This happened last November. We now have the report, the sales report. Capcom thought that the vanilla versions were going to be worthless and especially paling in comparison to the shiny new remakes, and they were wrong because the nostalgia apparently won. We now see that the release is selling like hotcakes and is approximately 94% positive across all three of the titles. So hooray for preservation's sake. Finally, we get some love to those tank controls that totally ruined our childhood. Switching modes to another weird thing that seems unnecessary to announce, but you know, here we go. Apple TV is ditching the Plus. Per executive Eddie Q, everyone just called it Apple TV anyway, so, you know, the Plus is generally assigned to things with a paid upgrade, like the iCloud. So this is just to eliminate any confusion with the hardware. Now called Apple TV 4K is the most recent addition. Service is reportedly doing fine. They have somewhere in the neighborhood of 40 to 45 million subscribers. And the strikes that delayed the show last year, everything's kind of working itself out. Content is actually kind of peaking over on Apple these days. Like, almost makes me wish I had a subscription to some of that stuff, but you know, I don't know, the 7 C's be calling my name. I don't think this is going to make a major difference in those 40 to 45 million subscribers that they report, but I don't know, it's a bold move, Cotton. Let's see how it works out for them. And then I'm gonna start the next piece with a question. Did you ever wonder why the hell Konami dropped information about Silent Hill 2 remake, the Silent Hill Townfall game, and Silent Hill F all at once? Was that like 2 years ago? Well, recently a series producer was asked that very question, and his response was, so fans could feel how serious we were about reviving the horror series. Ah yes, the ever classic overwhelm them with information so they can't focus on one singular failure argument. Seemed to work out, which also is spitting in the face of Konami's other strategy over for Metal Gear, which has the upper-ups at Konami asking the audience what the hell they want to see next, like it's a democracy or something. But hey, I guess you can't win them all? And then, considering this was a few days ago as I'm recording this, it probably has blown over for you at this point too, but in case you were curious, did you try to sign on to, I don't know, Fortnite or Venmo or something a few days ago and couldn't? Well, it would seem that you weren't alone. There was a massive Amazon Web Services outage that took out an entire chunk of it. Like, the town where I work, my day job was out. All of the businesses around us were out. Half of the employees didn't have internet at home that day. And it was for, like I said, everything from Fortnite to Snapchat to Venmo. It was all fixed by that evening, but we do have backlogs and a bunch of other things, and now some resulting lawsuits are coming out of this. But it would blame operational gremlins and not hackers, because this was not a hack, according to Amazon Web Services. Though, if you just think of all of those unlooted chests lost to the void, kind of brings a tear to your eye, doesn't it? And then free-to-play Marvel hero shooter, Marvel Rivals, has announced it's getting its first PvE mode. It's getting a zombie mode. It's set to release tomorrow as I'm filming, so again, hopefully today as you're watching. If you are a Rivals player, you get custom traits, Halloween skins, and it's running until November 20th. So now we can finally see in all of its glory what it actually looks like when the Hulk punches a zombie through the face. And then our final piece of regular S news for gaming and tech this week, Microsoft is officially working on a next-gen console. In a move that, honestly, considering how the rumor mill has been going, surprised many people. We have Xbox President Sarah Bond confirmed that the next-gen hardware is actively in development. And what exactly are we expecting to play on said next-gen console? Well, this one is still technically rumor, but we're going to talk about it here since it's directly related. Apparently, There is a free-to-play Halo game that is being worked on. That is a live service game. Will be multiplayer focused, obviously, much like Infinite, I'm sure. But the reports around this one say that it is going to be akin to Fortnite, where they're going to treat it more as a platform and less like a game unto itself, meaning they're going to have other developers developing inside of this new ecosystem that they've created, because trying to copy Fortnite has worked out so well for other developers in the past. And then that rounds us out to our suggestion for the week. With all of this talk about Konami and the remakes and the whatnot and the what have you, we're gonna go to Silent Hill 2. Specifically, the remake is your suggestion this week. The original game was a horror masterpiece. Again, warped many childhoods, mine included. So the remake, being at Bloober did an incredible job with this game, is absolutely worth your time. If you have yet to play it, it is the Halloween season. Go figure out a GameFly situation if they still exist, or, you know, borrow it from a friend if they have a physical copy. This is getting difficult. Either way, Silent Hill 2 Remake is your suggestion for the week. Thank you very much, nerds, for tuning in. If you want to level up your nerdy, geeky, pop culture knowledge, then don't forget to subscribe and do all of the things. Go check out the main channel, Generally Nerdy, for the larger portion. Again, you get all of these sections into one convenient video over on Generally Nerdy. The name of the show is The Week in Nerddom. Thank you for checking out this clip. We will see you next time. Before we go, though, always remember that if it's generally nerdy, it's probably here.